Good morning. Today we will discuss exam number 202. Let us see the first question. There are two sentences given with one blank each. Choose the option that can suitably replace the blank and make the two sentences grammatically and structurally coherent. So here there are two blanks. So we can fill up with only one option that is correct in both first and second sentence. The executive of the company announced. So here we are using the word executive of the company announced. Announced is something means ordered. So we should use will. Will be the correct appropriate word. Why? Because any order means we have to use we have to use will. The executive of the company announced that the company will be introducing a new product the coming next month. Children are often so innocent that they will believe anything I tell them. So here in both sentence we can use the word will. Poor circulation can dash diabetes symptom. So poor circulation is a negative thing. So improve is not correct. Negotiate means discuss, which is not correct. Negate means oppose, not correct. Confiscate is not correct. Complicate means make worsen, make still difficult. So here we should use the word complicate. Complicate means making more difficulty. So poor circulation can complicate diabetes symptoms, making it even more difficult for cuts and sores to heal. It is important to resolve these issues before they start to complicate. So in both sentences we should use the word complicate. Complicate means making difficult. It is important to resolve these issues before they start to complicate your future. So complicate is the correct word. Let us see the next one. The emperor's growing dash from this specific policy induced the astute. So here astute means clever. Astute means clever. Induced means persuaded. Induced means persuaded. Old minister to attempt to hold a coup. So hold a coup means sudden seize of power. Sudden seize of power. That means taking the power from somebody. Taking of the power from somebody. So taking the throne. Taking the throne. The తిరుగుబాటు చేయడం. The emperor's growing dash from this specific policy. Aversion. The emperor's aversion is correct. Aversion means strong dislike. Strong dislike. Since the king is opposing the policy that has induced the clever old minister to attempt to hold a coup, because the king is opposing, the minister is not willing to continue the power to the king, so he is taking of the power of the king. So sudden seizure of power. Sudden seizure of power. So strong dislike. Refrain. Refrain means stop from doing something. Stop from doing something. That is called as refrain. Discontentment. So dissatisfaction. Lack of satisfaction. Lack of satisfaction. Dissent means difference of opinion. Difference of opinion. So here which word is correct? Aversion. So because the emperor is having a strong dislike of this policy, it has induced the astute old minister to attempt to hold a coup. So hold a coup means sudden seize of power. The dash objective of the legal statement was not clear to the employees until it was too late. So here we should use which word? The dash statement. The adamant, inherent, egotistical, then amicable, then indignant. So here we have to use which word? Inherent. Inherent means essential. Inherent means essential. The main objective or the essential objective or the inherent objective. So we should use the correct word inherent. Adamant means refuse to change the mind. Refuse to change the mind. That is adamant. Egotistical means self-centered. Egotistical means self-centered. Amicable means friendly. Amicable means friendly. Indignant means showing anger. So here we should use inherent. Inherent is the correct word. In a typical multicultural society, the existence of an inherent feeling of discrimination is inevitable. Inevitable means unavoidable. So here we should use the main objective. We have to get the sense main objective. So inherent is the appropriate word. Second one is the correct one. Let us see the next one. Walking further down the market road, he heard a voice coming from one of the stalls. He thought he dash. He recognized. Walking further down the market road, he heard a voice coming from one of the stalls. He thought he recognized. He recognized. So he recognized that he heard some voice coming from one of the stalls nearby. So recognized is the correct word. The inclusion of this article is recognized under the Second Amendment of the Constitution. So inclusion of this article is recognized. So is recognized is correct. Surmised. Surmised means believe something without confirming. Believe blindly. In other words, it is believe blindly. That is meaning of surmised. Differentiated means different. Segregate means separate. Segregate means separate. Compensate. So receiving the compensation. To remove the bad effect of any one thing. To remove the bad effect of anything, that is called as compensation. So whenever there is a flood, government will give some compensation to the victims. So those who are affected. Compensation means to lessen their what you call poverty. The government will help in some other way, that is called as compensation. So here we should use the word recognized. Next. Read each of the following 4 sentences to find out whether there is any grammatical error in it. Choose the sentence with no grammatical error or spelling error. If none of them is correct, then your answer is none correct. So here there will be some grammatical errors or spelling mistakes also. We have to see that one. On a bit careful reading. So here after bit we should use the preposition of. On a bit of careful reading. On a bit of careful reading. So to make the sentence less forceful, to make the sentence less severe or less forceful, we should use the preposition of. So on a bit of careful reading, the new Labour Act suffers from many discrepancies and differences. The work report did not. So here we are having the error. The work report did not turn out well for most of employees this quarter. Quarterly is the adverb. We should use the noun form. So quarter. We are talking about the first quarter of the year or second quarter. So quarter is the correct word. In the view of ongoing crisis, the mayor called for. Called is a word followed by preposition for. So called is a word followed by preposition for. Called for a conference in the town hall. So for the actions of the government led to re-election of the ruling party in the next election. So here this is the sentence where we don't have any error. Let us see the next question. If you want to show expertise in any field, consistent practice must be vital. Must be is not correct. Is vital. So instead of must be, you should use is. So whenever you are talking about the general sentences or general truth, so general sentence always should be kept in the simple present. So we should use is. If you want to show expertise in any field, consistent practice is vital. Nothing is as elegant as elegant as, not like. So we should use as elegant as, like a pelican gliding across the open ocean. So as elegant as is correct, not as elegant like. So the sudden flood on the river washed away fertile soil from the banks. The sudden flood on the river is not correct. In the river. In the river is correct. Prepositional error. So not on the river, it will be in the river. There was a deafening roar that echoed throughout the caravan. So here we don't have any error in the fourth part of the sentence. Let us see the next one. There is a need for considering new criminal and penal provisions to combat the hate speech. So here the sentence itself is everything correct without any grammatical mistakes. Let us see the next one. It has been stated that neighbor's mathematical pursuits lead him is not correct, led him. Why? Because the sentence is in the past tense, we should use led, not lead, it should be led. Next, the threat to his presidency was largely imaginary or for is not correct or at. The threat to his presidency was largely imaginary or at the very least negligible. He might not have heard what she says, but he must have heard her, he must have read her mails. So, he might not have heard what she said is correct. So, whenever we are using has or have, it should be followed by the third form of the verb. So, here we are using have, here we should use said. So, here the first part itself is correct. Next, a brilliant fielder and runner between the wickets, he was captain's dream. So, here we are using apostrophe related to captain. So, captain's dream. Captain's dream. Its preamble stated that, preamble means objective, stated that its object was to exterminate. Exterminate means kill. Exterminate means kill. The root and ground of, not about of. So here we are using the wrong preposition. Instead of about, we should use of. Prepositional error. Of lawlessness. After 2 hours of standing in the scorching sun, I finally reached the front line. So this sentence is correct as it is and no correction required in this sentence. Due to heavy downpour, the commute in the city went into is correct. Went to is not into. So what is the difference between to and into? To is used only to indicate the direction. Only to indicate the direction or movement we will use to. Into means movement from one place outside to inside. Movement from outside to inside is called as into. So due to heavy downpour, the commute in the city went into a state of chaos. Chaos means confusion. So here to is not appropriate, we should use into. The law simply stated that children may work only after school hours or during vacations. The law simply stated that children may work only after school hours or after vacation or during vacation. So here we don't have any error. This is correct. There was an error in the draft of the novel that the author, we should use definite article the to implicate the author. So definite article the is used. On the way to the city, we paused in a village. Paused in a village is not correct. Paused is a word followed by preposition through. Passed through. So you have to remember some phrases. Passed through the village that was ostensibly inhabited. The article reported that there has been a massive cut in the budget of the education. So here actually there is no error. This one also. The article reported that there has been a massive cut in the budget. Actually there should be spelling error. Actually it is given like this. That should be replaced by correct word, that is budget. So budget of the education this year. So here we are having error in all the parts. First part is correct. Actually this is printed wrongly. Actually this should be replaced by BUGDET and it should be replaced by BUDGET. Okay, next one. Which of the following options provide a suitable synonym for the word subside? So subside means what? So subside What is the meaning of subside? So subside means making less intense. Making less intense. So here abate means making less intense. Abate is correct. Perforate is also correct, but out of these two, most appropriate word is abate. Coexisting means existing at the same time period, so it is not correct. Succumb means fail to resist. Fail to resist. Negate means nullify. Negate means nullify. So here subside means making less severe. Abate is a suitable word. Suitable meaning. Choose the option that is most opposite in meaning to the word emerge. Emerge means flourish or widespread. For that opposite diminish. Diminish means decrease. Diminish means decrease. Then select means choose. You all know the meaning. Select means choose. Transfer means moving from one place to another place. Appear means visible. Materialize means make to become happen. So emerge means flourish. Opposite should be diminish. Choose the word which is choose the word which is most fitting synonym for the word condemn. So condemn means to disapprove. Condemn means disapprove. For that reprehend is correct. Reprehend means disapprove. Delist means remove. Delist means remove. Dead means doing massage with hands. Doing massage with hands. Convulse. Convulse means violent protest. Violent protest. So here condemn means disapprove. So this is the correct meaning. Reprehend is the correct word. Next. Let us see the next question. Here you are given with one word is highlighted which may be or may not be correct with regard to grammar. Choose the word which is suitable. If it is not correct, we have to replace with the suitable word. Let us see. Students travel to institute. Travel to institutions is not correct. Students come. Traveling is used for moving from one place to another place. So travel is not correct. Come. Students come to institutions to study and the institution's responsibility is to help them accomplish that well. A boulder cannot retire a centimeter. Cannot retire a centimeter is not correct. Cannot move a centimeter. So here a boulder cannot move a centimeter. Move is correct. If one individual pushes it, when pushed by dozens, it goes places. So move is the appropriate word. What's most important in these times of trouble and crisis is a spirit of accommodation. So spirit of accommodation is correct. Is a spirit of accommodation. Here the word is appropriate here. Bounty. What is the meaning of bounty? Reward. Bounty is nothing but reward. Aggravate. Make worse. Aggravate means make worse. Then extravagance. Excess. Extravagance means excess. Conjure means honest. So here spirit is a word which is appropriate for this particular sentence. No change is required. Let us see the next one. 17 to 21. So we are having 17 to 21. In this 17 to 21, this is called as dangling errors. So you are having one sentence given in improper arrangement. We have to arrange into a proper meaningful sentence. Cannot suddenly be devastated along and sex and subsex merge cohabit land that a land that had a myriad religions, rigid line of clothing or food, meld and fuse for millennia. So here, how we can combine this one? A land, it is not a land, it is a land that had a myriad religions. Myriad means many religions. A land that had Myriad means many. Many religions, large number of religions, large number of religions, and sex and subsex. So first one is this one. So we are talking about one particular land which is having many religions and sex and subsex merge and cohabit, live together. Merge and cohabit means live together, live together. Meld and fuse. Meld and fuse is also nothing but merge. For millennia, for so many years, for so many years, cannot suddenly be devastated, cannot be separated along a rigid line of clothes and lining. So the correct arrangement is CBEAD. CBEAD. The farmers in some states have unexpectedly crashed price of agriculture commodities are regretting their abundant yields this year as the farmers in some states are regretting, farmers is a plural, so are regretting their abundant yields this year as the prices of agriculture commodities have unexpectedly crashed. This is a very simple sentence. So ADECB. ADECB. Engagement across other fields serve to promote cross-border exchanges and can become a precursor for greater interaction between the scientists. So here, interaction between the scientists serve to promote cross-border exchanges. So exchange between the borders is called as cross-border exchanges and can become a precursor for a greater engagement across other fields also. So the correct arrangement is EBCDA. EBCDA. EBCDA is the correct one. Let us see the next one. Perspective for which the only matters is one's own self of modern reason, a rationally evaluated entity in the world, that egoism is a pathological byproduct. So we are talking about one particular habit, that is egoism. First sentence, egoism is a pathological byproduct. Byproduct of which one? Of modern reason. Egoism is a pathological byproduct of modern reason, a rationally evaluated perspective for which the only entity in the world that matter is one's self. So we are talking about particular habit called egoism. Egoism is a pathological byproduct of modern reason, a rationally evaluated perspective view for which the only entity in the world that matters is one's own self. So correct arrangement ECADB. ECADB. Next thing, manufacturing, construction and trade economy that account for a primary or for the primary subsectors of the dominant share of informal sector employment are. So the primary subsectors of. So we are talking about the primary subsectors of. That means first one is C. The primary subsectors of the economy that account for dominant share of informal sector employment are. R means plural. R which one? Manufacturing, construction and trade. So the correct arrangement is CBDEA. So in the next class we will discuss the next paper.